Carry Axe. Holy shnikes, this is cool. This is
Do you
good.
think they'll go for the manta build? Just like normal?
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Of course they're gonna.
Just checking.
He's gonna go beast mode this game.
And that does mean that they want to fight all the time, right?
Yes.
They still are now extra all in, even with them, especially with an axe. You don't want to go too late. You just want to get your items and run at your enemies.
Yeah, Roshan's going to be their best friend. They're going to have to kill their best friend, but it's going to be their best friend. They get that and go. Yeah. Oof. What a great
All right,
game.
very excited to see how this is going to play out. We're going to find out how it's going to play out together with Cap and AY.
Enjoy this.
Well, we had an exciting game one, but game two is going to offer something very different in the carry axe. AUI, I know that you're a big fan of playing party queue. I know you experiment a lot in that. Have you tried carry axe?
I've never tried it, but
Okay.
I have a friend who's a big fan of the core axe.
See, I knew
Even before
you
it
would
was
have
good,
experience with
he was doing this. And, you know, we started winning with it recently, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. Honestly, after that draft, I thought TnC had a pretty big advantage if it was Leshrac 1. But right now I forgot everything because I just want to watch this axe. Like, I just want to spin to win, you know?
Yeah, we have no idea what's going to be happening here. Axe, it did get buffed up, right? Like, this shard is crazy good. Obviously, the most recent patch, it took away 5%. But, like, Axe, the problem with Axe traditionally has always been he turns into this blink initiator that just dies so often, right? And he doesn't scale later into the game. This has made this hero actually output way more damage, has way more farming capabilities. It just feels like this shard gives him so much that he never had before.
Yeah, for sure. It's a completely different style of axe. It's like a Terrorblade where you're just shoving every lane, you're getting all the farm.
Yeah.
And the thing with Axe before is he would get countered really hard by items, like a Yo Scepter, so you can use Blade Mail or BKB. This Axe, it's pure damage. It's just really hard to itemize against. It's only Aeon Disc, and even then, like, you're doing it on a really low cooldown.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely going to be something that I think we're all going to learn a little bit from. I mean, you said LGD is the least traditional of the Chinese teams.
I think they are.
They've certainly proven that twice now. The only team to pick up that offlane DK so far this tournament besides
TnC's going aggro, though.
They are.
They know, like, if they put the Sand King versus Axe, he's going to get absolutely slammed in lane. Like,
Yep.
Sand King's not a strong laner, and Axe, I mean, he's off laner. He's going to be really strong in lane as a 1.
Yeah, and Monkey King has always been really good at being able to trade with Axe. In a safe lane scenario, you're able to trade with the Axe, and then on top of that, you can jump into the trees and chase after him when he does the creep cutting shenanigans. Here in a straight up tri-lane versus dual lane, can't say I've ever seen this, but I imagine it's going to be good for TnC.
I think LGD are looking, they're going to pull this wave on Clockwork. He's going to deny one wave from the Sand King, so Leshrac's still even on farm, and then he's going to TV bottom with a level 2, and they're going to look to play off that.
Oh, rolling in. Trying to take advantage of Xinkyu while he doesn't have Icarus dive, but no such luck there. Yeah, very, very smart. If they can just, especially since it's an aggro tri-lane into an enemy safe lane, if they could just keep the creep wave next to their tower for the first 2 waves, then there's why not being there is not really much of a detriment to them.
And LGD are doing a pretty good job of keeping that equilibrium. The lane's actually double waving into them, which means Clockwork might even opt to not TP right away and sort of pressure the Sand King a bit more, just because bottom lane's doing such a good job.
That is. Okay, so what are the rules of tri-lane? When you do an aggro tri-lane, we don't see it like super often in this current meta. What is your goal? What are you trying to do?
I think in this meta, because tri-lanes are not as favored as 2-on-2, your goal has to be to like win the lane so hard that it spills over into the game. That can mean killing them a lot of times, so you get a lot of EXP, or it can mean just full zoning them from EXP. I don't think TnC are accomplishing their goals in this lane right now.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, they're tri-lane sort of sus, right? Monkey King gets A. It's not, this wasn't favored by them. It's forced out because, I mean, there's a carry axe. What's happening?
yeah, and he's getting everything he wants to. I mean, his CS is a little bit low, but considering the fact that he's only sharing the experience with a Phoenix, meanwhile the Monkey King is trading it maybe 3 ways half the time, then...
But look at mid lane. Armel is dominating, nothing to say in mid. I actually think this lane is not that bad for TA. I missed how the blink went. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not good for TA. It's a Razor counter pick on the TA. But you can definitely usually play Dota in this lane. I don't think he's getting to play Dota soon.
All right, well, TnC finally do get a pull off that can then pull the creep wave back. I feel like that's one of the objectives of a tri-lane, right? Pull the creep wave back so you can
get the equilibrium.
Get the equilibrium in your favor. Pull these heroes out far enough away from the tower, you can start punishing them. Roll in from Tim's going to be blocked by a Y. Ame is going to be chased away from the hard camp here. Missed the boulder kick, though.
And you can see LGD, as soon as they got that pull off, they knew since they're going to lose the equilibrium, they rotated the Clockwork there right away.
Yeah.
Just smart read by them.
And now Clockwork is able to zone out the enemy supports while we have Xin going for the easy camp pull, which he'd already sentried and unblocked. So now they're getting the equilibrium back into their favor.
Yeah, and this Sand King, despite Clockwork staying for so long, he's actually doing quite well top. He's same net worth. He has more CS than Leshak, but he's same net worth because he had to burn a lot more regen. But I think they're pretty okay with that. He had to 2v1 for a long time.
How has he been doing that? Did he pull the creep wave over to the neutral camp and like sandstorm it at some point in time, or?
I didn't actually get to see. I'm pretty sure it just went into his tower and he pushed it out. And, I saw like Clockwork harassing him around that medium camp and small camp. But yeah, no, he's completely fine in this game. Razor's 15 denies. That's a lot of denies.
Yeah, seriously, this mid lane is being dominated by Armel, like you said. And that was probably one of the game plans for TnC, considering how good Nothing to Say was in that game one, how problematic that Death Prophet was. They probably decided, Armel, we're going to give you a good matchup against him, and you're going to need to shut this guy down because he was a game winner for sure.
And I do think this is a very TnC lineup. Like, this is what I wanted to see out of the game too. I think they recently beat Vici with the exact same cores, the Razor Monkey King combination.
Yep.
They look good in that game.
They had it in the same situation, I believe, with Razor against TA. Okay,
so they have some extra experience here.
Yeah.
Always nice to have. Oh, these denies on the rage creeps are so good by Armel here. He's just eking out every advantage he can in this matchup.
Pushing Nothing to Say back. So how do you play this matchup? You're saying it's actually okay for the Templar Assassin. How so? What is he supposed to do?
It's usually okay because Link is a 40. Oh, they're going on mid with TP.
Why? He's trying to get the clocks and he does manage to snatch it inside of that one, but the roll-in is coming out from Tim's. They might be able to kill the Clockwork, but Armel is certainly in trouble. First blood goes to him, but he almost immediately falls, and it looks like Tim is gonna die as well. Nothing to Say is back in the game as a result of that.
What a brilliant rotation from LGD. The comms on that rotation had to be perfect there. As soon as Clockwork shows himself, Phoenix is already TPing. Because of the timing, they managed to kill the Razor. Even though he gets first blood, that's really good for TA. Just some space to actually get some lane creeps. And most importantly, they deal with the dire wagon there.
Yeah.
What they want to happen on TnC was they want to do the exact same thing. They want Earth Spirit to sort of walk over and use the wagon to pressure the TA's tower. Eliminating that is a huge... Ooh, top lane.
Oh, okay.
Is that solo kill?
Boke is doing a good job, but looks like he got found trying to farm one of those creep waves, and yeah, Faith Beyond just...
And there's a wagon top too. This tower's going to take a lot of pressure here. I think in general, this series, LGD has done a lot of a better job at using their siege wagons than TnC has. I think in game one, we saw the bottom tower just almost straight go down to one wagon. I think in top lane, like, these cores have to commit their TPs, and their towers are taking a lot of damage. Both, I mean, mid didn't take that much, but Razor versus TA, anything is good. And top lane took like 1100.
I like the way you think, Howie. That is one of my obsessions. Make moves around siege wagons.
I mean, honestly, that's the best way to play Dota. It's you look at like what imbalances you have on the map, and you think, how can I use this? They are stacking for the TA as well. So with that move, TA's game is looking like pretty good, honestly, even with the Razor. And even though Razor had so many denies, like TA is coming back in this game, and I don't think Razor can stop her from farming alone now.
Well, Jinq is going to try and stack it a third time here. But we should realize anyway that he correctly pulled it, but it is blocked. They actually put a sentry in both the hard camp and the ancient camp. I was going to ask you, like, what do you do about TA? Because it seems to be one of the heroes of the tournament. How do you stop this hero from just getting farmed?
It just ward her jungle low.
Yeah, that's it.
I read on Reddit.
De-warded though. Uh-oh, Faith Beyond in some trouble. This time around, Poke is not alone. He brought a couple of friends with him.
And both pairs of supports have been really good at connecting to a core to like sort of boost the core's damage and just get these key kills.
Yeah, this is despite like that one situation in mid where it was only the Earth Spin. Oh, we're gonna watch Boke. It looks like he just got a bit too low, and Faith Beyond was able to run him down. But yeah, it feels like both of the supports are moving together, right? They're both like trying to make moves because they realize individually they're not necessarily the strongest. Like Phoenix isn't really a good ganking hero, but he provides a lot of damage. Clockwork provides a lot of little stuns.
Yeah, I think from a Dota theory perspective, you want both your supports to sort of join up towards a core between the 5 and maybe like 8-9 minute mark. And then from the 8+ minute mark, usually your cores have ultimates. So you bring like one support plus a core to another core and you make a move with that combination.
And then the support that's not there is then taking a free lane somewhere.
And supports at there gets to get his home, and then you have full supports at level 10, you hit our timing. Like
they just barely managed to get the Phoenix there, and inside of the cogs, they do manage to finish off the Clockwork. Faith Beyond had to turn around and go for that kill onto Boke, and he got it, but it's going to cost him his life as Armel. Ultimately, TnC out-rotate LGD in this top lane as Ame wasn't looking to fight. That being said, you can see what the downside is. Nothing to say is going to solo take this mid tower with a double damage.
Man, I've seen Nothing to Say do this like 3 times this tournament, where he's like, everyone's doing something, he's 1v1ing the mid tower. He's just popping bottle charges, and he wins because he's just a mega Chad.
Yeah.
So, no, it's a really good play because TnC, that play looks really good for them. It's a correct play too, right? And like AA even comes over, he drags the creep move off, you know, he manages to stun TA, but even though they made such a good play, I think this favors LGD.
It's about reading the difference between your heroes, right? Razor and TA, if they both rotate to a lane, like Razor's gonna feel a lot better. Oh, nice deny from Xin-Q. Managed to take that one away from Gabby, and he'll survive for it too. Templar Assassin, that's a farming mid. So if Razor's ever gonna rotate to a side lane, that's your time to pressure the mid lane as much as possible. Ame, he may be in trouble here. The cold feet should be able to root him down. Now he's hoping to just get as many spins as possible to kill Tims. It's a trade-off, but he doesn't get it.
Ame's having a rough game. Like, we haven't really seen much from this carry Axe. I mean,
yeah,
Axe is a strong laner, but if you put more heroes in, I don't think he's good in the 3v3 situation. His damage is too limited, and he can come back though, because I know if there's one thing my friends taught me ruining my games with core Axe is he farms really fast.
Burrow strike, but it's a bit too late. The split earth lands first.
I do want to mention one thing. Phoenixes recently have been going a lot more into Sunray. It's generally considered a better spell. But I think Xin-Q's adjustment to go more into Spirits is really good this game because he doesn't really have that normal offlaner, Mars, Titan, or whatever that can catch Sunray off their spells. Instead, he has a carry Axe and a Leshrac offlane. So just going for the Spirits versus these 2 right clickers, Razor's actually, it's really annoying for Razor to get fire spirited.
Yeah, I was going to say their 2 cores, Monkey King and Razor, are both very dependent on their attack speed. And then on top of that, Fire Spirits is better wave clear as well, right?
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
If he's going to be spending a lot of time in this bottom lane, just shoving it out while the Axe is hitting jungle, then it's a better farming ability for him.
Look at Ame. He's so sad right now. Nothing to say. He's like getting all the stacks like stupid carry. Just give me everything. And I mean, it's going to pay off for them, I think. I think it's a correct decision, but it's just sort of sad watching Ame. You saw him in Bloodseeker last game. It's such a free game. Like, he ended up like just dumpstering some fights later on. This is like the polar opposite of that game. So I'm excited to see how he comes back into this one.
Yeah, the Axe, this Manta build on Axe, it is a slow build up. There is a serious 10-minute window where you feel like this guy isn't actually doing anything for you because he doesn't have the Manta just yet. And now it may be slowed down even more as they do have the Ice Blast over the top that should make sure that Ame falls here. Now PSG.LGD is still going to take a team fight here. The hook shot into the split earth, nice combo onto Armel. It does trade out cores. Tim's looking for a roll away, but the battery assault is of course going to stop that. Rolling boulder, Boomy. Maybe, yeah, he's gonna die as well here. Nothing to say, it's more traps. Faith Beyond has a split earth, unless they don't feel like going up that high ground, and they do not. They're a little bit scared.
That's a pretty smart play, just considering what heroes are on the Dire team on TnC. I mean, they don't know that Monkey King doesn't have ulti, but just imagine like an epicenter of Monkey King comes out there. You can lose a game like that, and it's like, what do you get? Like an AA? Like for what?
For all they know, the Sand King has his Blink Dagger already.
Yeah, I mean, it's AA. He's a dumb support. You just kill him now. Just kidding. They're backing up again. Good.
Once again.
Don't get baited. And that death on Ame was really sad because I know he was planning on TPing top there, but his TP was just off cooldown for a few seconds. He's like, I'm going to come back in this game. Against Neutral Camp, there's a double wave top, I'm back. And then they just kill him, ruin his game. Very sad.
Did the double wave, did it die to the tower?
I think he got it. I think he got it, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, let me check. Did he use a glyph? Because I've done this.
The tower took no damage.
Okay.
So
I've actually used a glyph to stall the double wave just so I can get the farm. It's a terrible move. Don't do it at home. But, oh, it feels... And if no one notices, it feels so good. Guys, sorry, I misclicked the glyph.
Yeah, misclick.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've done those a couple times.
Yeah, it's really good. And Faith Beyond's build this game, I think I haven't seen much of this Eternal Shroud item. Like when it first came out, I was seeing it built. Oh, right?
Smooth from Y. Managed to use his hook shot onto Ame to get away. The Diffuser play, now the Boundless Strike. Still slowing him down enough that they'll catch up to him here. Mirror Spirit's actually going to be able to roll onto Faith Beyond. Faith Beyond's in trouble. He activates his damage, but they're just going to run after him here. Anybody to cut down the tree? Oh, the Phoenix tried, but he missed. He throws out the Supernova inside of the pit. They're going to run inside the pit, try and finish it off, but he explodes. He managed to get off a couple of Fire Spirits as well. Gabby's taking a ton of damage. He rolls on back into Tim's. A Sunray burns out Gabby. That's just enough, but a Cooling Blade misses from the Axe. Fails to get the kill on Tim's as he pops the wand to stay alive. Ultimately, a 2-for-4 exchange. What a sick play it would have been, though, if Xin-Q did cut down that tree that the Monkey King jumped to.
Even though he didn't cut down a tree, he literally just 1v5 the fight at 12 minutes on Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, he hit like 8 Fire Spirits that fight. He got a full egg off. It was so perfectly placed. Like, it was like one of those eggs like, oh, I think we can kill it. I think we can kill it. Ah, no, we're all just stunned for 5 seconds. And
I can't help but wondering if, like, I don't blame Nothing to Say. He's a Templar Assassin. He should be farming. So that's that. But the Axe, it felt like it didn't really do anything there for them.
Yeah, it was sort of a weird fight because their 5 got caught out, and my thought in my head initially is like, oh, there's a blink review on Sanking, good job, Y.
Yeah.
But then TnC, they're on the ball, you know, they're ready to get more. They catch the left track who's trying to go to AA.
Yeah.
And yeah, really well played by TnC there to chain the kills.
Yeah, absolutely. That was all Tim's making the read there.
Oh, there's a 5-second TP from Armel.
Yeah, they're going to start jumping into this bottom lane. They're going to go for Armel. And yeah, there's too many heroes here. He's got no allies nearby. So
such an unlucky death because he was out on normal TP. But sometimes like you're just playing the map, you're focused on your own game. You're like, oh, someone TP'd here like 15 seconds ago top lane though.
Chain stunned into silence. So even as he gets off the call, he's probably taking too much magic damage. A little bit more. The Sandstorm eventually does do it, but it's going to cost 2 of their heroes. Nothing to Say is online. He's got the Dragonlance Desolator build ready to go. Gabby sitting on the trees though, Nothing to Say. Not expecting this one. All of a sudden, the Cold Feet, you got the Ancient Emperors. Congratulations, but it's going to cost you 2 heroes as Gabby picks up a nice double kill.
That was a huge kill on TA. I mean, did you just see in that fight on Sand King? I think he did 1,200 damage in a mode. Literally 2-shot the offlaner. But yeah, this is Templar Assassin. I think this is why LGD was being a bit hesitant in a lot of their earlier chases. How TnC's lineup works is they do have heroes that run in the Earth Spirit, the Razor. They can start these fights. Yeah. So if you chase a little bit too far after initial initiation, this Monkey King and Sand King are just going to turn on you and burst you. Really unlucky for Nothing to Say. He actually didn't have any refraction charges, and it was like on cooldown for 2 seconds. But yeah, good punish by TnC there. Oh, Ame, look at him. He's so happy. He's firing his first Ancients of the game. He's a carry roll, 16 minutes.
He's like, I'm glad you're dead. Nothing
I mean, to be honest, if you think about it, like, you won't have any impact to 20 minutes when you get the shard anyways. So, you know, in their heads, they're giving everything to the TA, and Axe will pop off later once he gets that shard.
Yeah. It is surprising to me that they're only down by 1,000 net worth, considering the fact that both TA and Axe have this timing at 10 minutes where they're like, I just want to farm.
Yeah.
You know, there's like a solid 5-minute window where you aren't going to have either one of those cores, and yet LGD is still okay.
I'm honestly surprised that LGD has a lead considering how well TnC has been punishing what you just mentioned, like sort of passive cores. I feel like in every fight they've like identified targets early, killed them, and then sort of gone the bonus kill. But yeah, LGD are definitely holding their own in that sense. Just some good individual plays, I think, from Xin-Q and Nothing to Say.
I'm going to posit something here to you. I think it's purely the fact that, Innocent, they're dead. No hook shot to be able to get away. I think this lead that LGD has is purely off the fact that they have a hero that can farm Ancient stacks, and TnC doesn't.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. I mean, I also, because you see, I play a lot of party queues, so I have a lot of friends who do really stupid things in Dota. So I have a friend, he plays exclusively like
we play party queue sometimes, right?
Yeah, you're one of them. He plays exclusively Sand King offlane. He stacks the Ancients, and then he epicenters them. And with Sandstorm causing an epicenter, he's actually good. I'm actually serious when I say this game would be better for TnC if they stacked Ancients and gave it to Sand King. Like, it would be a legitimately good play here.
Yeah.
But why would you think of that? It's super stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... Yeah.
Well, it's not stupid. It works.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprisingly good.
Roll in, found the strike first. They follow up with the sound, so they're going to be able to catch Jin Q before anything goes off. Meanwhile, Bo is trying to protect Armel right now, and it looks like he managed to do it. The cogs kind of separating the two of them, and the Templar Assassin is now stuck, surrounded by the Wukong's command. He does turn around, quickly kill Bo, but because this Wukong's command is such a good counter to the Templar Assassin, he just dies and dies again in these team fights. Now Tim's taking a whole heap of magic damage right now, and is going to get culling bladed, but at the same time, Gabby is putting the screws to this Faith Beyond Leshrac. He gets an ultra kill there. Not going to chase after the Rampage, though. TnC, they have a series to win here, and they do not want to get ahead of themselves.
Yeah, this Diffusal Blade build on Monkey King plus the stellar play from Gabby just proving dividends here. What did I just say? I just said some nonsense. He's just playing really well, and
no,
this Diffusal Blade item.
Diffusal Blade, and he's playing really active, and he's doing well.
Because this item it's sort of like the Neil item of the patch. They buffed it a lot. They made it do 100% damage, even though I can't remember. So it's like 40 extra damage, and then you get 24 for Agi. So it's just this really cheap 64 damage, and you get a slow with it. And Monkey King's supposed to be good early game, but he's making it look fantastic. I really like it when TnC play these two aggressive cores under 1 and 2.
Yeah, what a massive difference this Monkey King compared to the Monkey King of last patch, where like people were building Battle Fury, Aghanim Scepter. It was like super farm oriented. Gabby playing very active with this Diffusal Blade. They're going to lose Boomy here right away. Boke does manage to hit a 2-man Burrow Strike. The follow-up bound the strike, only hitting nothing to say, and missing the Phoenix, who's going to use the Supernova here. Boke trying to skitter away, but unfortunately, the Meld Strike from the low ground lands true, and they're going to go for Roshan, and that is something that Boomy immediately recognized. He buys back on the Ancient Apparition, throws out an Ice Blast, sees, okay, they're not actually in the pick, guys. We can just chill.
Oh, and small thing about that, if you throw AAL off the map now, it actually doesn't show your opponent. So I like that he threw it, but he didn't use it. I see that really often.
Yeah.
And it's a good buyback. I mean, you do not want nothing to say to have an Aegis this game. Man, this Monkey King went Diffusal Blade, and he's 1k ahead of a TA in net worth. I'm just so shocked by this, though.
Yeah, what's his kill score? 8-1 and 2. I was gonna say there's no way
he's bossing it up for sure.
TA, but off of all these hero kills, he's
Manta too. Manta, I think it's specifically versus TA, just because you can dispel or dodge that mode, and then you can also burn the additional refraction charges.
Yeah, that's
I also think it's sort of nice that their 3, 4, 5 all have good ways to burn off this refraction. I don't think TA can play the way she wants, and she shouldn't, because this was the first 2 TA. This is one of the first games I've really seen. TA is not punished as in you have to snowball and win the game, but in the game you feel comfortable scaling, so you're not under threat of her just like running you over.
Yeah. Yeah, they certainly addressed it in so many ways.
Are scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Axe though on Faith Beyond. He dies. His Leshrac. I haven't been paying the best attention to Faith Beyond's positioning in this game, but obviously we've seen him die a number of times getting picked off. Well, why is that? Is he doing something wrong? Is this part of his job, running down side lanes? Oh, Gabby, hold up. See if he can kill Y here. Ice Blast, hook shot away, he's out.
I think it's pretty much the Axe had a terrible lane and TA is just going to be farming. So both your cores are farming. You have to run down the side lane to make space. I think it's itemization. I was talking about earlier, but didn't get to finish. But his itemization seemed a bit weird to me just because it's Eternal Shroud versus AA. But he actually wants to get AA ulti just so he can make space for his cores this game. And I think it's worked out really well. He's done a lot of damage in team fights.
So essentially he has to be like ultra suicidal, running down side lanes, because otherwise it means TnC's invading the triangle and killing the Templar Assassin.
Someone has to take the bad positions on the map.
Yeah.
And better your position 3 than your position 2 or 1.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know if this Axe is the one, but he's honestly getting there. He has a shard, he has a Manta. As soon as he gets his blink, I feel like we're going to see him pop off. I was actually thinking in this draft, because Razor usually counters carries, but Axe doesn't care if you link him, because he's doing damage purely from the shard pretty much.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like, maybe that's part of the reason why they decided to go with the Axe carry. There's some counterplay to a Razor.
I'm okay with that idea, except for the fact that I feel like Razor is solely picked just to screw over Templar Assassin.
That's true.
Like, kind of no matter what your blink was going to be.
No matter what you pick, T is the one getting linked.
Yeah.
That is true. That's a good point.
Blink Dagger and BKB are going to be next item for the carry Axe, but we're now beginning to see the effect of the Manta Illusions plus the Shard running down lanes And this is going to just constantly create space. Now, part of the annoying thing is that it pushes all these lanes and you feel like you can't get aggressive against this Manta Axe, and it gives you an option to go late game if you're LGD. Do you think they have better late game than TnC?
I think so, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I think just because Razor went treads over travels, I think the percent of them having higher late game is a lot higher. It's a lot of scale. LGD have 2 Force Staffs, and it sort of reveals how they want to play team fights. I think their idea is as soon as they get this Axe, you're going to have Axe blinking with Manta. They're going to try to burst on target, you know, maybe you have a Sunray or even commit an egg, and then you're going to try to kite out the TnC heroes, because TnC's heroes are very committal. Razor has to commit with Link, Earthspear has to roll in, you know, Monkey might have to jump in, and if you can kite that out, you will be able to win the long fights. You don't want to like go burst, play versus A, hope for the best.
Yeah. No, that is a really good point. All 3 of their cores want you to stay close to them. Right? A good Force Staff against any one of them, even Sand King, Burrow Strike into Epicenter. He wants you to stay in that position while he's Epicentering, get people out of Wukong's command, break the static link. Yeah, these Force Staffs are going to be super good.
Clicking on these TnC heroes, I wonder what timing they're waiting for. I think it's the BKB on Monkey King, and then they're going to want to go. This is like one of the latest Roshans being alive in a TA game I've seen this tournament. I think that bodes well for TnC right now.
Yeah. The sad part for them is their lineup just doesn't really do Rosh. It's
very elusive.
Yeah. Does manage to blink away.
Yeah, you're right, because the Monkey King nerf, does it hit Roshan? It doesn't hit Roshan anymore, right? That's one of the big nerfs?
Yeah, the Aghanim Scepter no longer does that for you.
So they basically have nothing to kill Roshan at all this game. Maybe when Razor gets his like 25 talent.
Yeah. Oh, Fabian gonna get the side lane tier 1 tower.
I feel better already.
Monkey King is gonna go for a Scotty.
Fabian's actually making so much space with no resources given to him.
Yeah, he is.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It does cost him a number of deaths, but
no buyback.
Good deaths and bad deaths. Gabby choosing not to go for that one, but he jumped back down into the 2-man call from Ame. Now the shots are rating it from nothing to say. He's picking at Kami. Can he actually finish him off inside the Wukong's command? He turns into trickery for a second. It is running away. The BKB Sunray tries to jump to the trees, but Jin Q denies him. Burnt to a crisp. A double kill for nothing to say. Looking for the triple as the roll away is going to be blocked by Ame, and they manage to get the Culling Blade onto him. That is a team wipe for LGD, taking out TnC just outside of the Roshan pit without losing a single hero. Curtis, that is just a one-sided team fight. LGD is now in full control of this game.
Just amazing spellcasting there from LGD. They found the best target to kill, the AA, most crucial part of the team fight, honestly, with no buyback in front. A little bit of a mistake from TnC there. And then, you know, Leshak lived with like 20 HP, and I think Monkey King barely lived, like he barely died off the Sunray with like 20 HP left. Just a game of inches here, and it completely like sets up the pace for the rest of the game.
Yeah, what an entrance from Ame.
This Leshak build is actually really good this game. Like the more I watch it, like he understands how the damage comes out through TnC is very sustained damage. They don't really have the normal burst, even though they have an AA lineup. And if he gets AA ulti, they have to cast every spell on him, and he'll feel happy. He gets this sustain, he gets a Force Staff just to kite the spells, and now he has a BKB. He can run in and create even more chaos.
And look how farmed they are. Jin Q even has a Shiva's now. They do catch him with a silence. They're going to follow up for the Rolling Boulder stun, and he will die, so maybe overestimating how much farm he has.
That was also a really funny death. Like, he just dumpstered them in a team fight. I think Phoenix had like 10,000 damage the last fight, and he just like dives in mid to kill some more creeps, and then they just kill him.
Well, TnC is not one to back down from losing one fight. They're chasing after a hasted nothing to say, and they just might get up. The Burrow Strike, the follow-up Rolling Boulder hit, and that is going to be the Aegis going down. They're going to turn back. Gabby, he does have Wukong's command, is tempting to throw it out now, but he's not sure about where to place it. Why? Kind of going in and back out. Thanks to the Force Staff, the BKB from Armel is allowing him to fight underneath Faith Beyond right now, but they do have to retreat as the BKBs are wearing thin. You could see, though, they were even willing to go back in if LGD chased them.
Just that dance going on, same as game one, where they're waiting for one person to overextend, and then they're all ready to turn at the exact same point. So that Axe was pretty good last fight, right? He got the 2-man call. I think he did a good 2,000 damage, like, in the blink of an eye there. He's going BKB. See, my friend goes Moonshard.
Dire's
I think the
top tower
BKB's better.
is under attack.
Yeah, that does sound a lot better.
Structures are fortified.
Moonshard.
I mean, you attack faster, you get more spin.
Yeah, of course, sure.
Look at Faith
Long
Beyond,
roll, Faith Beyond. Keeps on playing the role of... I'm not sure how that boulder didn't hit, but that's fine. They still got him. Faith Beyond, again, just running down lanes, drawing attention. There's a reason that LGD has been able to keep TnC from invading their triangle or shutting down this Templar Assassin. It's because the space that Faith Beyond is creating.
Yeah, to be honest, I've liked most of his plays, but I think at this point in the game, I think that's actually a mistake.
When you're up 10k, you don't need to create space.
I think it's time to group up and do your thing together. Like, these type of kills we saw on the kill on the Phoenix in mid, TnC was able to snowball off that, and right now they're snowballing into an objective. You get a bit more map control. I would have really liked to see LGD, like, I mean, they're styling right now, so they're fueling themselves. You know, that Phoenix dive, Lashrak's like, oh, I'm just gonna solo take your tier 2. But I want to see more of the normal, methodical, Zhao Wei style gameplay. I think he's gonna have some words after this game, actually, despite how well they're playing.
I bet in some ways it's the Axe, you know? You just want to
that's true,
do the split pushy shenanigans.
No,
like,
Ame's probably had a terrible game. He's like, yo, boys, 5 minutes of time, I need to show some stuff. Zhao never gonna pick this for me again if I don't.
He got an illusion rune too, so
Ooh, that's hype.
he's putting that to good use right now. The call going out, Boomy. That's going to be the target. Hookshot barely missing because Ame actually turned around for a second. Can't really blame Y for that miss.
Yeah, no, this AA, he's just having such a rough one. How LGD, they have so much to jump him, he's just so squishy and dies in 1 second. You know, there's a game earlier, EG versus TnC, where TnC had a Spectre and Fly was playing an AA. And I was actually thinking during that cast, maybe AA should stay in the fountain until the fight, like the Spectre uses Haunt, and he can just get a good ulti off and then TP into a fight later.
Oh, got him. Not sure if that was a long TP, but either way, Tim's gonna die here because the constant stuns of the clockwork.
Faithman, despite that like last mistake, I think I don't even know, honestly. Like these guys right now, they have a way better read on the game than I do, but he's been everywhere this game. I feel like any side lane that I look at, Faith Beyond's like going on someone, creating some chaos so that nothing to say, and like Axe has completely caught up this game. This doesn't happen unless Lashrak is playing like an absolute maniac.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, and now we just need to be able to see how good Axe is going later into the game, or if it's just simply going to be a TA show.
Yeah, that's true. Because TA is also looking very powerful.
Yeah.
I'm actually wondering if this AA should try to play more towards the fountain this game at some point. There's just so much stuff to kill him.
Yeah, I don't mind it when you have buyback, but like
that's a good point,
the last time when he didn't have he bought back, and then I could still see him, even though he didn't get caught. Like when they smoked, he would still be on the front line.
Yeah,
where you aggressively ward or something, and I'm like, hey, you don't have buyback, man.
I saw a tweet from PPD this morning, and it was like, daily reminder that your 5 doesn't have to place or buy all your wards. Yeah, I think this is a perfect example of that, because in this game, he should not actually place any orbs wards past the defensive ones. Yeah, the Earthsmith should have them, or even like your Sand King. Like wards are free, guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The heroes that are going to be moving around the most, the heroes that frontline especially, should be the ones
It's actually a really big deal, because AA in the last, I think, 3 or 4 fights has died without getting any spells off. And this is a hero, like, he's been first 2 this entire tournament with like some 65% win rate, and that's super impressive because he's being picked in the first phase.
Smoke on the low ground, hookshot immediately going out. The rest of LGD was backing away, but thanks to the hookshot, they're going to re-engage and bring down Tims. Now the rest of TnC, Gabby wasn't quite there. He was on the trees on the other side of the river. He's looking to join the rest of his allies now. Boomy's going to be caught by Faith Beyond, blowing him up. The Supernova going out as well. Right as Gabby activated the Wukong's command. This is not where Gabby wanted to be, but they do manage to kill the Supernova. He's taking so much damage from nothing to say though, trying to juke him out, but it's not going to happen. Nothing to say. He does manage to output the damage, but he dies almost immediately afterwards. The Razor and the Sand King did too much damage to him. He's actually dead for 90 seconds.
I would say pretty good fight from TnC there. It's very hard to take these sort of fights in the open right now, and I think how they executed is pretty good. They got the egg off, and usually you see an ally stunning so the Phoenix egg lives. The Sand King actually hit a really nice stun just so they could finish off that egg. Oh, look at Faith, he's already on it though.
Yeah, he really is. Trying to split push out. Boke is going to be caught. Now Boke, I believe, He should be okay just because of Burrow Strike Yules, but I guess the hook shot. Oh,
You know, like this Axe is sort of like he's like waddling from his tier 2 all the way up there. It's sort of sad because I feel like if you compare it to a Bloodseeker, oh, there's still cat.
spotted him. Burrow Strike. Oh, he doesn't get it off. He gets called splitters.
He's not spinning.
And he's not
He got
spinning
zero
at all.
spins.
So, but fortunately, they're spider legs. So, Book hiding in a corner here. He reads that Faith Beyond It was going to chase after him in that direction. Yule Scepter, blink up in a second, but it's not in time.
He literally got 0 spins there.
Yeah,
that's one of the more unlucky things I've seen in Dota. Must have been like 15 hits.
Okay, so we talked a lot about LGD. We've even thought about like what is going to be their late game and how well Axe will do. But what about TnC's side? If this is going to go late, how do they win it? How do they itemize it? Like this Monkey King, for example, very strong late game hero, but he also didn't go Axe.
I think they have an idea. If you click on the Razor, he's actually going for what I like to call the 1v5 items, the Butterfly Satanic. I think this hero actually can scale in this game. He already has... He didn't take the armor talent just because, I mean, the ultimate's really good and he's a Shiva's already. But if he hits this Butterfly Satanic, this hero will O-carry TA. Once you nullify the TA, I think the matchup starts to look a bit more even. You know, if this Axe versus Monkey King, if he gets to Satanic, all of a sudden when you call him, you're not killing him on this burst. TnC, they can... If they take a fight where LGD overextend a bit into like one of those epicenters of Monkey King ring, they can definitely win fights still. Yeah. Even down this code.
Also, can we see the Ancient Apparition? He got a shard, didn't he?
He did get a shard.
Okay, so what do you think about that one?
It's a really good shard.
Okay.
I think specifically this game, you can cancel the Axis Blink, which is always great. And you can burn some refraction charges, also always great. But most importantly, like, you're not a useless piece of shit on the map.
Yeah.
Like, usually, you can't push lanes, and you can't frontline in team fights. You literally, like, that's why I'm saying, like, maybe you should send a Fountain, because this hero doesn't do anything for your map. The shard actually lets him do something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That has been, I think, the go-to phrase for everybody. Ancient Apparition shard is good because you can actually hit some creeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, map control is generally done by your creep waves. Like, creep waves are your vision, and they sort of, if you like draw a line between each creep wave that you have, it sort of tells you where you can go on the map as a general rule.
Sure. So in this case, TnC, they can go bottom lane. They can't really get close to the Roshan pit right now. If they do so, they're probably going to have to go for a smoke. Roshan is going to spawn in 15 seconds. Tim's going to back up. Probably time for that smoke.
Under attack.
TA Enchanted Quiver. I think one of my favorite items on her. Just lets the meld be so easy to hit. The cooldowns actually like line up pretty well too. Oh, actually perfectly. I thought Quiver was 6 seconds for some reason.
Does that mean the side blade is like mega huge?
It does.
That one hit?
It does. I've seen a clip of TA like hitting someone like 2,500 range away. TnC set up for this Roshan though.
TnC, they've got really good aim. We fight for this Roshan burst strike on into the pit, but he's already been caught by the split earth. Both is in trouble, and he's definitely dead. The rest of TnC still trying to find an opening here, and so it looks like Y was actually intercepting. He does die. Gabby gets off his ultimate here, but he has to get away. It's the Supernova. Now the call follow-up. The Raids are going to die to the side blades, and they calling blade down the Monkey King. They have no buyback on their cards, so this Roshan is LGD's.
Yeah, I mean, TnC were in position, but that fight's just, it's so hard to take from that angle. I think what you'll see a lot of teams do is they'll sort of come like in through mid lane and try to wrap around. But because of the heroes on LGD, they have like this massive, honestly, Axe is a really good Roshan killer at this point, just because of the pure damage.
Sure.
Because they kill it so fast, they have to take sort of weird angle, and you sort of saw Sankin go in there. It looks weird, but like, he sort of has to check the HP.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it's a hard position there, I think, to take that fight. But, like, you can't just give them Aegis for free at this point. It's a risk, and it didn't work out, but I think you do go for that fight.
Beyond. Gonna start chipping away at the tier 3, pushing back Boomy, TnC, and maybe saying goodbye to 2 lanes, depending on how bold they feel.
I think, yeah, 2 lanes for sure. You're right, they have bottom tier 2.
Yeah.
They kill buildings really fast. This TA just has all damage items right now.
Dire's top tower.
And Lashak actually has a spider leg, so they can pass that off for TA for an extra slot here, so he's going to feel really good this game.
Yeah. Overwhelming blink for Ame, so even more big-time damage coming out from that Axe. The Templar Assassin finishing up an MKB. So that butterfly that Razor was going, you said the 1v5 items, well, that's already been countered before he can even finish it.
Yeah, that's rough. And he just doesn't have the gold and space on the map to get there. LGD, they've managed to secure a 30k gold lead. I did want to mention one thing. Why? Oh, there might be a fight though.
They're trying. TnC, they are not ones to sit in their base for long. They managed to get a jump onto Y. Glimmer KP's trying to get a hook shot out of here, but he won't be able to. Chain stun to death.
That's a really good read on the map. Even though you're down 30k, they understand if they wait in their base, this game's over.
Yeah.
The Aegis is gonna, like, they're just gonna use Aegis and siege high ground. Look at nothing to say. He's so sneaky. Setting up for that double meld strike. I did want to mention though earlier, Y had, he had the Titan Sliver. I was just thinking, like, as a 5-position player, when's the last time I got to get this item?
Yeah,
You just snatched up real quick. No one cares about the supports.
No, nobody really does. That's why I love the neutral items that are so obviously support items.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
you don't get
the
left
Philo Stone, and then like your Darkstar Alpha takes it from you anyways.
jumping on the boat. But Gabby's in position here. They get the right kind of chain stun here onto the Templar Assassin. No, they're going to go to the Phoenix instead. Silence him up, and Jin Q ends up dying. That means that they can stay inside this Wukong's command. Boat's coming back in. Bro strike on out, but he missed. The old Scepter going out for Fate Beyond, a defensive one that allows him to be able to survive through the initiation of the Sand King. Now Gabby forced to leap away to the trees. The rest of TnC is also out. Ultimately, that wasn't a bad trade-off.
No, that was a good fight. I mean, how TnC are playing this, it's very fearless. Like I can, even though they're down 30k gold, they're the aggressors. They're the ones who they have a good understanding of the game, in that they cannot just wait around and lose this game. I can really appreciate that. Look at A, he's clearing bottom wave just with the shard and the AOT.
Yeah,
misses a creep, but way better than just like doing nothing here.
Yeah, for sure. One problem for him though,
yeah,
he walked over a Templar Assassin trap because he doesn't have a TP, so he's trying to figure a way to get out of here. Hookshot's gonna miss. They spot him for a second here. He's slowed down.
He's fine.
This is all about time. How much time and space can you create here? And they know he forced snap to the left. He's gonna be spotted on the creep wave now. Looking to slow them down. It's inevitable that he dies, but at least he can create as much space as possible that the Sand King won't have to use buyback or anything.
That was a lot of time ball, honestly.
Yeah, it was.
He has buyback too, so that's a good play by him there.
Yeah.
So butterfly up on Razor. I'm trying to think, like, okay, so in this fight, they need to, I think TnC actually have to go on LGD first and get a good link off.
Yeah.
And then after get the link off, they're not going to kill TA, but they need to make it feel like LGD need to commit. And then once they commit, they can get off like a good Wukong's and Epicenter. Like, that's the only way you can take a fight. Or fighting like your Fountain. That's always an option.
Yeah, just, you know, just drag them back to the Fountain.
Pull an IG type of question marks, mentally break them.
Next thing you know, they're running into your Fountain.
Yeah,
you've won.
It can happen.
Templar Assassin getting the late Aghanim Scepter. I was waiting to see that one. So now he can be all over the map.
It's also very nice because you can get out of the Wukong's really easily with that. It's only 1 second.
Yeah. No, that's nice.
And the animation is weird too because you're not used to seeing it.
Yep.
So like the TA just sort of stands still for a second. You think he like froze and he's out of there.
Yeah, he's just gone.
Because at the same time, like TnC is 30k gold. If they mess up that execution or they can't kite the fight properly, they're gonna lose.
Flicker. Yeah, the end disc. Tim's searching for a way out of this one. Oh, Armel, he was stuck inside of the cogs there and managed to use a hook shot. The supernova is going to explode, re-stun him. Now BKB is worn out. Fate Beyond can be there with Split Earth and the call as well from Ame's Axe. He's dead for 90 seconds. And Boomy, well, you're going to fall as well. He does have buyback there, but it's been hard enough for TnC to be able to win these fights with all 5 of their heroes now left in a 3 versus 5. It seems a near impossible task. This, I believe, is where the Fountain strategy comes to play.
Bait them in.
Drawing him in as much as possible with his dead corpse, it seems. Is he going to come back down into the hook shot? Gabby does manage to get a really good boundless strike, but unfortunately, everybody is so damn tanky. He pops Wukong's command, they just fight through it. He ends up dying, and that's it. GG from TnC. LGD will take this series 2-0.
Axe is really good in the Wukong's command because usually you can't man fight a Monkey King, but he just dishes out